Mike Harris. I am a Air Force veteran. Thank you, sister. And I've been in the area for 23 years. I have been on the Planning Commission for the last 6 years and the Measure C/Tax Transparency Commission for the last 7 years. My vision for Merced is to take it from what it has been before, which was a town, into a city. We have almost 100,000 people now with the annexation of Merced, with the UC Merced, and we have a long way to go. We need to bring in money to fix roads and to bring in housing and to bring in infrastructure. And that's my objective in this, is to set that in motion so that we move to the next level and see everybody.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Kelly, and I have lived in Merced now for 30 years. I am also the president of your local Merced SPCA. I am a former employee of the city of Merced. I am also a former employee for YARTS, or the Yosemite Bus. I currently work as the director of marketing for a local transit company as well. And my vision for Merced is to have safer neighborhoods and understand that we have a very diverse population here, and we need representation of that diversity on our council. Also, I am very much into youth opportunities. I am the former executive director of at-risk youth programs under the Workforce Investment Board, and I want us to invest in our youth, as they're going to be the next generation that takes over leadership of the city and guides what this city looks like going forward the next 20, 30, and 40 years.
Good morning. My name is Said Lara. Buenos días. Gracias a todos por venir hoy. I am a Merced County resident. I grew up here in Merced County. Went to college in Long Beach, came back, and I've been an educator for over 16 years. I specialize in expanded learning programs, after-school programs, and I've started over 20 programs from scratch and have worked with countless others in the Central Valley. This is pretty fast. One of my main goals here are to improve public safety, quality of life, infrastructure, economic development, and to bring some youth programs and really build that bridge between Merced City Schools and Merced City. There's a lot of things we can do, with my background in expanded learning education, that's something I would like to do.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sarah Boyle. I'm running for District 5, and I am also the current council member for District 5 for the city of Merced. So I am currently running for my re-election. The last 3.5 years, we've made really great strides in going through the issues that we have been brought to us. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. A lot of the initiatives that I'm looking forward to is economic development, our infrastructure, quality of life issues, and just seeing how Merced can continue to grow. I am born and raised here in Merced. I'm actually the only person that's on the city council right now that is born and raised in Merced. So I remember what Merced used to be. I know what Merced is today, and I look forward to what Merced can be in the future.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Felipe Rojas Flores. By trade, I'm a public interest attorney representing low-income farm workers across the valley in employment law matters, from wage theft to discrimination. The main reason I am running for city council is because I was born, raised, and educated here in Merced. I got my bachelor's degree here at UC Merced. I went through all what we were told to do as children growing up: study hard, go to college, get a good job. I did all those things, and when it came time for me to buy a house in my hometown, I was priced out. Which is the main reason why I'm running. I want housing affordability, whether you want to buy a house, whether you want to rent your home. I want people my age, 20-year-olds, and including younger people, to be able to afford to live in their hometown. Thank you.
Buenos días, good morning. My name is Alex Carrillo, but I am one of 6 boys raised by my dad, Carlos, who's a welder, and my mom, who's a retired Teamsters cannery worker. I've called Merced home for the past decade, and I quickly learned that City Hall's priorities did not align with our community, and that city representatives wanted to grow Merced, but did not have a plan. I worked as a community organizer, started a small business, served our community as a field representative for a legislative office, and now work as the Director of Communications and Public Policy for the UC Merced Community and Labor Center. During my free time, I continue to serve my community in various volunteer capacities as a board member for the Merced Arts Council, a member of Kiwanis, and a volunteer with the Merced's Fire Department Certified Emergency Response Team. I look forward to today's discussion as we talk about economic prosperity, public and neighborhood safety, modernizing our infrastructure, community preservation, and community engagement. Thank you.
What policies do you propose to ensure that residents will not be displaced through evictions?
So in my line of work, I also represent farm worker tenant eviction cases. So I've been in court when people are being forced out of their homes. One of the many things I think we can do as a city is enact ordinances. One specific idea is to require just cause for evictions. Just cause means that landlords need to have a good reason why they're trying to evict their tenants. It's not just because I want to raise the rent. It's not just because I don't like you anymore. You need to have a good reason. There's other protections that we can do for tenants here in the city of Merced that it's majority tenant right now. Right now, the state of California does not require landlords to provide air conditioning or cooling system if the housing or the unit does not have it already. Something we can do as a city is pass an ordinance that requires landlords to provide air conditioning and cooling systems for tenants across the city.
I want to start off by saying that I'm actually a renter, not a homeowner here in town. And when I was looking for a place to live, the rent was too high in certain neighborhoods that I want to live in. And that's the same case across the whole city. One of the things that we saw during the floods were bad landlords were wrongfully evicting residents in the Storybrooke and Willowbrook neighborhoods and hiking up the rent. We need to ensure that there are protections for renters. That includes making sure that there's rent control in our community, and how that can look like, as I'm talking to neighborhood residents, is certain inclusive policies that ensure that they're not taking advantage of our residents.
So one thing I will touch on is that during the floods that happened, and District 5 was impacted by the floods, our city council did host a special meeting to go over eviction protections for those that were displaced because of the flooding. This is a case-by-case scenario, and if a policy comes up to the council for discussion, I think it depends on what does that policy look like when it comes to those eviction protections. And I know there's a lot of state laws in regards to that too, so looking at that and how can we implement something better than that.
Yeah, so a big issue why the rents are high here in Merced is because we do not have, our rental stock is under 2%. So we really need to build. If we want to bring down rents, then we need to build. And if we make rentals affordable, then that's going to help residents stay in their homes. I think as a council, we can pass policy to make Merced more builder friendly so that developers can build here instead of putting all these roadblocks. And in turn, that's really going to help with the affordability because again, 5 years ago we were down in our housing stock, and it's 5 years later and we're down even more. So we need to be proactive and start building, and that will help address this issue as well. Affordability helps residents stay in their homes.
All right, so I am a renter as well. I am not a homeowner. And I will tell you that my relationship with my landlord happens to be very good. That is not always the case with certain renters. I think one of the things we look at, and when we're looking at rentals in Merced, is we need to look at the UC building housing for their own students and free up rentals that are currently being taken by those UC students. We also need to look at the resources we currently have. We have legal aid services here. We also have mediation services between renters and landlords that are available as well. So I would like us to see more referrals to those agencies so that they can understand the issues and get involved in the issues so that people can stay in their homes with that mediation.
So eviction, by definition, is displacement. And displacement is just one step away from being unhoused. We have to make sure that ordinances are in place to make sure that evictions are fully justified. And if we can get assistance to avoid the eviction, financial assistance, low-cost loans, whatever it takes. The other thing I would have is transition housing. Nobody wants to go from a home to being unhoused. If there's a way to get to a lower rent facility and be in a transition housing and get assistance, then that's up to us as a city.